Hello, humans. I am Dr. Searchlight, and in my many travels across the multiverse, I have encountered small creatures known as goblins. I think it's about time I made a video talking about the many varieties of goblins the same way I did the many varieties of orcs. After all, I did encounter a goblin merchant named Garnet in my Easter heist, which you can read using the link below, but preferably after you watch this video. Long ago, a machine forged by a pantheon of gods going by the name of Milion discovered the Isle of Kazon, and its most precious resource, a mineral called Kajamite. Milion discovered that Kajamite, when consumed by certain creatures, increases their intellect. Milion then exposed the tribe of small creatures to Kajamite, transforming them into the first goblins. Goblin civilization underwent multiple rises and falls, the most important of which being the Goblin slave rebellion against the trolls. Through their artificially enhanced intellect, goblins have become the masters of technology, and as such, after overthrowing the trolls, society became incredibly reliant on technology. The goblins' greatest weakness is obviously their reliance on Kajamite, as the dwindling supply in recent years is causing many newer generation goblins to create faulty and often explosive devices. Hobgoblins, bugbears, goblins, very different races, yet they share a single deity. Maglubiet the Conqueror, a single god who long ago slayed the pantheons of these three races and shaped them in his image. While I'm not talking about all three of the Goblinoid races, it should be noted that Maglubiet shapes goblin culture just like all of the others. Goblin society is split into four castes. Lancers are their highest ranking group, named after the whips they often carry. The lashes withhold knowledge such as sniffing and animal taming from the other goblins as a form of leverage, making themselves invaluable to the goblin tribe. Then we get the hunters, who are, as the name implies, hunt animals for the rest of the tribe to eat. They also serve as the primary military class. Whenever you fight an army of goblins, the bulk of the force will be of the hunter class. Then we have the gatherers, who are responsible for being cooks. Lastly, we have the pariahs, who are the lords of the low, responsible for tending to slaves, as well as dangerous jobs other goblins don't want to do. Before we head on to our last group of goblins for this video, I would like to advertise the services of one of the many creature artists in my Discord server, known simply as George. George is a dragon designer, and a very creative one at that. If you need a dragon drawing for your tabletop game or something along those lines, all you have to do is pay George $5 to $10, and he'll draw something extravagant for you. You can find his contact info in the description of this video. Across the various worlds of magic, we encounter small creatures known as goblins who dwell in mountains. Goblins are defined by their impulsiveness. Their lack of fear for their own deaths leads to them trying all sorts of new things. The goblins' ability to innovate leads to them discovering new forms of combat, engineering, and magic frequently, but also leads to high mortality rates. Goblins have few mages, but the few they have are immensely powerful, having survived all kinds of outrageous experiments. The goblin mechanics are more common, but the same rule generally applies. The ones you see are very talented because the ones who weren't killed themselves. Goblins at first glance look like a male-dominated society, but this isn't enforced as female goblins are far more concerned, probably got more goblins than doing anything else in goblin lives. For all of their differences, the goblins across the world I've observed do have a few things in common. They were all hyperactive beings who believe in strength in numbers, making them the perfect minions for any would-be warlord. If you know someone who wants to know more about the various worlds they play in, please share this video to them. Maybe even subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But for now, I'm Dr. Searchlight, vanishing into the dark.